Hi guys, once again welcome to Xecon channel. In the previous video we have studied about tabular and diagrammatic presentation of production possibility frontier. In this video we have to discuss about organization of economic activities. In the economy we have scarcity of resources. To the use of scarcity of resources we have to produce some product for the society. In the same time we will get some central problems of an economies. What is produced in what quantities, how are these goods produced, and for whom are these goods produced. For these are all problems we will get some solution in this concept organization of economic activities. In the organization of economic activities we have to focus on three main points. First point is the centrally planned economy, second point is the market economy, and third point is the mixed economy. In these 3 points we have to discuss one by one. First point is the centrally planned economy. The centrally planned economy. The centrally planned economy means all economic activities are controlled by the central government, or all economic decisions are taken by the central government. In all economic decisions means we can take central problems of an economy. In the central problems of an economy, what is produced in what quantities, how are these goods produced, and for whom these goods are produced. For these problems we can take first what is produced, which good is necessary for the society, that good government should produce, and second one is how are these goods produced, which technique is useful for the society, that technique government should use, and the third one is for whom are these goods produced, for whom, for the society government should produce some necessary good. This is the centrally planned economies. In the centrally planned economies main aim is to welfare of the society. In finally we can tell this is the centrally planned economy. In the centrally planned economies we can observe in the world many countries are there. For example, China, North Korea, Russia, etc. Many countries are there in centrally planned economies list. The market economy. Market economy means all economic activities are organized through the market, or all economic decisions are taken by the market mechanism or private individual. Here private individuals or private sector's role is very important. All economic decisions are taken by the market mechanism or private sector. We can tell all economic decision. For example, we can take central problems of an economy. In the central problems of an economy, so first one, what is produced? In what is produced means in what good more demand is there in the market, that good private sector should produce. Second one is how are these goods produced, to the use of which technique private sector are getting more profit, that technique they have to use and they have to produce some products. And third one is for whom these goods are produced. In the economy we can observe in middle class people, high class people, and low class people. We can tell in economically in high income people, low income people, and middle income people, from which class we are getting more demand. Private sector they should take decisions here. Totally in the market economy's main aim to maximize profit. This is the market economies. In the world we can observe many countries are there in the market economies list. For example, USA, UK, Japan, etc. Many countries are the best example for the market economy. The mixed economy. Mixed economy means coexistence of both private sector and government sector. Here government sectors and private sectors role is very important. And here India is the best example for the India is the best example for the mixed economy. In India, we can observe in road development. Road development, government sector will hand over to the private sectors, or educational development. Educational development, private sector will hand over to the government sectors. So we can take in the organization of economic activities main 3 points in central planned economy, the market economy, and mixed economy. Next concept is two standard branch of modern economics: positive economics and normative economics. Positive economics is an effort to make subject more scientific, and positive economics is totally based on fact. And positive economics gives more importance to fact and less important to the values. In positive economics, we have to study economics as it is. And next, normative economics. Normative economics is value based economics, and normative economics study two subject area with good and bad analysis. Good and bad judgment makes it normative. Positive economics and normative economics we can explain with the help of one example. For that, we have to take one economics concept. For example, demonetization concept. In this demonetization concept, we have to explain in positive economics and normative economics. First, we can take positive economics. In positive economics, we have to explain this demonetization as it is. How we can explain? We can give one statement. On 8th November 2016, Indian government announced demonetization of 500 rupees and 1000 rupees. This is as it is statement that we can observe in positive economics. Next, in normative economics. In the normative economics, good and bad value will take very important role. For that, we can give two example. First example, because of the demonetization, Indian money supply increased. And the second statement is because of the demonetization, Indian government's revenue also increased. Their good and bad value will take very important role. This is the perfect example for the positive and normative economics. Finally, we can tell positive economics means it is a scientific explanation of working of the economy, and normative economics means it is what ought to be. The subject matter of economics has been studied under two branches of economics, that is microeconomics and macroeconomics. First, we can take microeconomics. Microeconomics means it is study of one particular part of the economy. For example, individual income, individual demand, and market demand, market supply, etc. This is the best example for the microeconomics. Next, we can take macroeconomics. Macroeconomics means study of aggregate economy or overall economy or whole economy is a macroeconomics. Macroeconomics we can give one particular country's GDP, GNP, or foreign exchange market, import and export condition. These are all the best example for the macroeconomics. This is the main differences between microeconomics and macroeconomics. From the next video, we can start chapter number 2, the theory of consumer behavior. To get my video, please subscribe and enter the bell icon. Get notification when I upload anything new. Thank you.